Hello, my name is David Johnson, and welcome to Lead Nurturing. In the last two videos, the first one I spoke about educating your customers. In the second video, the last video I created, I talked about social proof. Now in this video, I'm going to talk about lead scoring and something in particular that you may or may not be able to do. I know what you're thinking. I'm thinking, David, now why are you going to tell me about something that I may or may not be able to do? Well, the fact of the matter is that we are limited by the tools that we use. And while a lot of CRMs will not have the function that I'm about to tell you about, there are some workarounds, okay? But I think it's important that we talk about it. So, okay, let's get right into it. Let's talk about lead scoring. Now, obviously, before I get into that, though, let's bring up the stat, because it's important. I want to talk about this in every single video and why we're talking about lead nurturing, okay? So, out of all the leads that you receive, 25% of them are ready to buy, whether they buy from you or they buy from another dealership, right? And obviously, this video series is to help more of them buy from you, obviously. And another 50% of them, while they are qualified to buy, just aren't ready. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to sell more of those 25% and trying to shorten the buying cycle of those other 50, right? So that's what this whole series is about. So, okay, let's get into lead scoring. Now, obviously, some leads are better than others, right? Depending on where they are in the process, correct? So since that's the case, if you send an email out to somebody and you have an educational link or download an ebook and learn something about, like I think I said in the first video, 5 things you must know before for trading in your next car. I think that's the example that I used, but there are a lot of other ones out there. Anyway, if they click on that, they may be more interested than somebody that doesn't. Obviously, if they click on a video testimonial, your social proof, and they're watching it, obviously they might be a little more interested than someone who didn't. Right, so the more stuff they click on, the more invested in the relationship they are with you. Or, I say relationship, but the more invested, they're spending more time with you. They have more time invested, okay? So the more clicks we get on different things within the email, the better off we're going to be. So I use an email program called MailChimp. Now, MailChimp is really, really cool. It's an easy newsletter, autoresponder email program to use. So, for instance, if somebody, let's say I send an email out. And in that email, I have a couple of different things in there. And someone clicks on maybe to find out more information about acquiring my services. Okay, someone clicks on it. They look at the page. Maybe they don't submit a lead. Well, I know they clicked on that link, right? I know that they clicked on it. So I can set it up in MailChimp. And maybe, hopefully, you can set it up in your CRM. If not, I'm going to talk about a workaround here in just a second. I can set it up to where another email is fired off because they clicked on that. Right, and then email can say a lot of stuff. Say, hey, well, I saw that you were interested in hiring me to rewrite your autoresponder series, as an example. All right, let me give you a list of some of the stuff that I do and the reason why that's important. Right, so there's an email based off of what they are interested in. Right, see why that's important? It's an email based off of what they are interested in. So maybe they click on a testimonial, right? So you know what the testimonial is, so you can send them an email saying, or the CRM, again, we'll get the workaround here in just a minute. The CRM can shoot you an email saying, hey, I saw that you looked at the testimonial where Greg said blah, 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 whatever it happens to be, right? Here's somebody else that said something else. Let me ask you a question. And then just ask them a question. Say, hey, what time would you be available to come in and talk to me? Or when's the best time to call you? Or what have you, right? So you want to have some sort of call to action in that email. But the whole point of it is to be able to fire an email off of what they're already doing, right? This helps you move them, down that funnel towards coming in and buying a car from you. Now, the workaround. Now, a lot of CRMs will tell you when somebody opened up an email. They may or may not. Some of them do tell you when they click on something. I know this is the part where I talk about you may or may not be able to do this, but maybe this is a functionality that you should talk about, okay? You should talk about with your CRM provider and tell them, hey, this is something you need. This is powerful, right? This is really good. And I would think that a CRM company would jump all over that to be the first, right? Because that's something pretty powerful. So if any CRM companies are out there listening to me say this now, please send me an email. Let me know if that is something that you do. I will have no problem sharing that with everybody because this is very powerful way to close a lead. So there you have it. There's lead scoring. This is lead nurturing. My name is David Johnson, and I'll see you in the next video.